So imagine stepping onto the golf course, a fresh breeze blowing past, and the sun is gleaming down on you and your trusty golf club. But then you begin to take shots like this, and like this. I know, we've all been there. So what can you do? Well, unfortunately, golf is a super expensive sport, with the latest in golf drivers starting at $500 and lessons at over $100 an hour. It is so hard to figure out what to do when you're on a tight budget, but you want to get better. And it can be even worse when you're new to the game. So that's why I want to try out the most popular golf training aid on the market, the HackMotion, to see if this little device could help improve my golf game. In today's video, we're going to find out if that's true. I'll be going over all of its features and showing you everything you need to know to see if the HackMotion really is the best golf training aid of the year. So let's do this. Over the last year, I've been taking golf lessons from my instructor Garrett at the Martin Chuck Tour Striker Academy here in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, one important thing I've learned from Garrett is how our wrists control the club face and the ball flight, because it's the only link between our body and the golf club. So because of this, many of my swing issues come from poor wrist movement. So with this in mind, I feel that if I can fix this with my wrist, then I'm not only going to be able to have less to worry about during my golf swing, but I should be able to fix my swing problems too. Now, the HackMotion is a wearable sensor that actually measures the movement of your wrist during the golf swing, giving you a three-dimensional picture of what your wrists are going to do during all phases of your swing. Now, it's been designed to help you gain better control over the club face and loft. In the box, you get the HackMotion. Now, this is actually made up of two units, a sensor that connects to a mobile app, and a unit that attaches to the back of your hand with the clip for your golf glove. Or you can just use a strap. Now, personally, I like using the strap. It feels more secure, and I'm not always wearing my golf club. But what is great is that HackMotion gives you that option. So while the HackMotion is small and lightweight, it really is packed with many cool tech and features. So there are three different options to choose from when buying the HackMotion. And really, it's all the same unit. It's just a level of software that you're gonna get. So coming in at $295 is the core option. Now this is perfect for players who just want to improve club face control and full swing consistency by optimizing their wrist angles. For an extra $200, you can get the Plus option. Now this comes in at $495. Now this option gives you everything from the core option, meaning club face control and full swing consistency, but it also gives you putting information. So this is perfect for a player that wants to work on their entire game. Last but not least is the Pro option. Now this comes in at $995. Now this option gives you all the wrist data from the core and plus options, but you also get tour data analytics for both hands. So this is perfect for a coach or a teaching professional because it gives you a ton of data. Now I would personally recommend the plus option because it gives you everything you need. And the best part is there's no subscription fee. So now the HackMotion app provides a bunch of programs that include practice sessions, data, learn mode, and instruction, and a ton of coaching videos. Now, the biggest thing I've learned from using the HackMotion is really it's how my wrist plays such a pivotal role in my swing. For example, I didn't know that wrist flexion and extension are the motions that open and close your club face. So when I'm using the HackMotion, extension is indicated with a plus sign, while the flexion is indicated by a minus sign. So when you extend your wrist, the positive value, you're opening the club face. And when you flex your wrist, you have the negative value and you're closing the club face. So thanks to HackMotion, I've been able to get more consistent golf shots and generate greater distance because I'm really starting to learn how to master my club face control. And this has given me the ability to have a more squared club face and a more forward-leaning shaft during my impact, which is now increasing my distance and my accuracy on my shots. To connect to the HackMotion, you're going to push the button on the side until it turns blue. Then you're going to connect it via Bluetooth to the app. Now this only takes a few seconds and then you're ready to go. To begin using HackMotion, you will open the app and go to practice session. You're going to choose the measuring option and then choose club face control. Here, you can select your default profile, or if someone else is using your unit, they can change it to them. You can also choose whether you are right-handed or left-handed. Now, before the practice session begins, you will need to place the HackMotion securely on your wrist. When doing so, you gotta make sure that you're wearing the HackMotion sensor 1 inch above the wrist bone on your lead hand, and that both sensors align with one another. Now once this is done, you'll want to calibrate the unit. And what is excellent about the HackMotion is that there's actually step-by-step videos that takes you through everything, and it's so intuitive, it tells you everything that you need to do. So it's really easy to figure out. Now, to calibrate the HackMotion, will first want to place your wrist in a flat position so that your wrist and forearm are aligned and that your wrist is flat and not flexed or extended. If you do so, this will give you inaccurate data. Now, once this is done, you'll lift your arm at the elbow to 30 to 45 degrees in this kind of motion, ensuring that you don't have any inward or outward movements. Then you're going to return back to the flat position, ensuring that it's within plus or minus 5 degrees. If it is, then you're ready to go. Now what's crazy is how you'll see your arm and wrist are doing in a 3-dimensional image on the screen. Now honestly, this is just too cool. It's just mind-blowing. So for this first session, I would recommend doing the HackMotion diagnostic. The way it works is that you take at least 10 swings to help familiarize yourself with the app and identify your swing issues. During this session, you're going to focus on the top if both positions are out of the target range. Once the top is consistent on target, you can then focus on working on your impact. Now, you're also going to want to pay attention to the target ranges provided after each of your swings, and also the aim to align your performance with what is on the screen. Now, the target position represents the optimal wrist position to help you hit straighter and longer shots. Now, one feature that I just love is the audio feedback feature. Now, the app will make a sound at the top and bottom of the impact position. So this audio cue tells you whether you're in the correct position or not, which is just great because I don't want to always have to stare at my screen for my practice session. What a great feature. Now, to begin the practice session, you will first set up at the address and go to the top of the swing 3 times. Each time, the HackMotion is showing what your wrists are doing at the top of your golf swing and where you need to be so that you're in the perfect position. For me, I'm learning not only by feel, but by sight and sound. So if you do it right, the screen goes green and makes a nice sound. However, if you're not in the correct position, it goes red, and it shows what you need to do physically to get into the proper position. Now, once you've done this correctly 3 times, you will then move on to the backswing phase. Here, it is a similar sequence, but it reinforces what you've learned in the first phase to the top of the swing. It teaches you when you're at the top of your backswing and where your wrists need to be before you start your downswing. Honestly, it's a ton of fun. Now, once you've completed stage 2, the backswing 3 times, you're going to move on to the full swing challenge. So take everything you learned in stages 1 and 2, and you're going to do a full shot. Now, the first time I did it, I wasn't used to it, and I didn't really hit the best shot. I only had the 7-iron go 112 yards. But learning from a mistake, the second time I did this, I hit the top perfectly in my swing, and I flushed my shot. I was able to hit a slight fade for 169 yards. But what I think is so remarkable is that I felt for the first time in my life what a good swing is supposed to feel like, and actually seeing it reinforced with the data from the HackMotion. Now, I've all had those shots when we're at the course and something feels right and you just crush it, but you don't know what you did to create that shot or how to do it again. I mean, that's why we're always chasing this game, right? So to see it and to feel it and to hear it is just fantastic. On my next shot, I reverted back to my normal swing, which honestly is okay because while I did hit the ball further, I knew something was wrong because it just did not feel right. The HackMotion again reinforced this information because it showed I was too flexed at the top of my swing. So I had to do it again because I failed my shot. Now this time, I took what I learned from my last mistake, and not only did I hit a slight fade, but I hit the ball 174 yards this time, which to me is the perfect 7-iron shot for myself. Now, once you've completed the drills, you can look at how you did in this session. First, I want to see how I did at address. For myself, I learned that I'm a +5 degrees and have a weak grip at my address. What's incredible is you can actually scroll down on the page to see what this all means and what and why this even matters. I learned that a weak grip is a good choice for most players because it allows us to have more wrist flexion, thus helping to flatten the swing plane and move the club center of mass behind the ball. However, I do have to be more wary of not opening the club face too much or I might just slice it. Next, I moved on to the top of the swing, and I found that my top is at a +9 degrees. My target top should be between -5 and +10 degrees, so I am on the higher side of the target top, but it's definitely something I can work on so that I'm not so close to the top of the range. Now last, I checked out my impact stats, and then I found that I'm in the range at -17 degrees, and the range actually goes from -25 to -10. Now this showed me that the one thing I should definitely work on is being too flex in my swing, which we saw in the third shot. So again, it's something for me to work on to improve my golf game. To be honest, I'm just blown away with the HackMotion. It is by far one of the coolest golf training aids I've ever used, and I would highly recommend getting it if it fits within your budget. Now there's links down below if you guys want to check it out. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you can do me a favor, please like and comment down below what your thoughts are on the HackMotion and if you want to try it out. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because I'm always giving away the golf gear I review here in the show only to you. But if you guys want to see what we thought of the SkyTrack SD Plus, one of the best launch monitors of the year, then check out this video right here and I'll be sure to see you out on the course.